What's weird is that this word is an insult, Randi prostitute whore. But for some reason, going to a sex worker is not seen as a shameful thing.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. What the fuck we should be ashamed? What? Yo, okay. She later explains why she said that, and she basically says that men exploit them all the time. They abuse them and they think they are just machines and women who just likes having sex. And she's fucking right. You won't go and demand a chef to prepare a dish you like after it's working yours. It's the same thing. They are offering a service and they're using it. And the thing with prostitution or sex work is the problem is not the work itself. Prostitution and sex work, they are not even illegal to do in India. The problem comes when the women are in, sadly some cases, children and men too. Sometimes they are forced to do that. It becomes slave labor and it becomes trafficking. That's a part that's fucking wrong, not the profession itself. I don't give a fuck what you do with your fucking body. It's your fucking body. You should be able to do whatever the fuck you want to do with it. Okay, now we'll see how they can go after her. First of all, I really hate these laws preventing or curtailing free speech in our country, but I'm somewhat okay with it because they are there for a reason and because people can't behave. So I'm like, I hate it, but I don't know why. They're there for a reason, and what's the alternative? And it would be really funny if they use these laws designed to protect women, to take this woman and her movement down. Okay, before I start this next section, I just want to say I'm not a fucking lawyer. I don't have any degrees saying that I'm an expert in lawyer, but that's not gonna make me stop from knowing my rights and laws, I guess. I don't know, like in India or I guess in many countries, I don't know, but I know in India the procedure itself becomes a punishment. Many people that too, if you're not rich, you're fucked in many instances. You'll just be fucking imprisoned without a trial, and even when you have money, it'll take a long ass time and it'll take a lot of money to fight it, and that's wrong. Okay, like based on the fucking googling I did for like 5 minutes, I found like 4 ways that they could stop her. Okay, by 4 ways I mean the four laws. Like they could be arguing that she's violating these four laws, and the first one is like this law, like the indecent representation of women act, but it's mainly for advertisement and for visual things. But the remaining three is it has actually been used by this unwise person, and he filed a blind in a police station in UP, and we'll look into it. Again, I'm not a fucking lawyer. There are a lot of lawyers in fucking social media. Just go to them for accurate representation. Okay, the next one is Section 67B in the Information Technology Act of 2000. I think they're gonna argue that she's influencing minors to put a proud R word in their profiles, and she's promoting or distributing electronic material, which is the text itself, that depicts children's, which by children they mean minors, by minors they mean below 18, in an obscene or indecent or sexually explicit manner. But the same section has another provision which says the publication of which is, if proved to be justified as being for the public good, it's fine. So I think it is fine, and she's not really violating, and she's actually like bringing in societal truth to the forefront and asking people who are affected by it, women and in many cases children, because the first time they'll hear it is when they want to wear somewhat revealing clothes and date, or when the parents found that she's been in a relationship with another guy, or even sometimes she's been talking to another guy. So girls are affected too. But I didn't really find in that video that she just said if anyone starts putting hashtag proud or word, maybe I'll do it too. And she did it, and I don't think she was specifically saying it to fucking minors, but yeah. And the next law is BNS Section 296 is to prevent obscene acts or songs in public, and they could just argue that social media and the internet is a public space and the R word is obscene. And I don't really like the use of the word annoyance. Maybe there's a different legal definition, but I don't think we should have the right to not get offended or annoyed. And the next one he has used is the Immoral Traffic Prevention Act in 1956, and this is quite simple. They're gonna argue that use of the R word is gonna be promoting prostitution specifically to minors, and this argument is stupid as fuck with her because she's not calling them prostitutes. She's saying I'm not a prostitute. I'm not even doing that, and they're still calling me a prostitute, and we have to fight against it. And this guy's argument is she's promoting prostitution, bro. What? And the next one is like a bit serious because it involves the POCSO Act, and everything. Every time something that involves children, I'm like, oh, whoa, whoa. Like even if it's in a gray area, I just want to like block it or like criminalize this because it involves children, and children are very fucking vulnerable. But the thing here is they use section 11 and 12 level is it defines sexual harassment and 12 gives a punishment for it. I clearly mentioned that there has to be an and the thing is in this law it clearly mentions that there has to be in sexual intent, and she's not fucking sexually harassing this minor. She's just asking you to stand up for yourself when you get sexually harassed, because by definition calling a child the R word is sexual harassment. So we should actually be arresting these men and these fucking fathers and mothers for calling their own children or other people the R word. That is a fucking sexual harassment, and they are to be arrested, and they should be arrested, not fucking her who's just asking us to stand up for yourself. Okay, personally I think the BNS one is more likely to stick, even if it sticks at all. But even that won't stick because most of the argument revolves around the world obscene. Today's standards, like they will see the community standards, they will see if it appeals to prurient interest, if it has any redeeming value, and mainly they will see the context. It should be taken as a whole, the whole fucking movement, I guess. And when we look at the context, she's not influencing, promoting, or asking anyone to be the R word, or she's not calling the minors to be the R word. I don't even she's specifically asking the minors to do it. She's just saying that this is fucking wrong and this is happening in the Indian society, and it's about time we stood up for ourselves. So what I'm saying is it all comes to the judge, and the judge that is presiding the case and ultimately should decide. And it will be really bad for the country and to women in our country if it decides to do anything, if he even decides to put a slap in the wrist, and or if he even finds her, if he does anything to her and charge her criminally, I think it would be a mistake and it will be wrong to do it. I think what these guys are like afraid of is like when they are eating their fucking breakfast and their fucking minor or their kid fucking, dad, I'm a proud R word, I'm a proud R word, and they spits their fucking breakfast and they're like, damn, who taught you that word? How do you know that? And they go online and see this and like, damn, it's up, we have to do something, and this is obscene, this is vulgar, they should not be allowed in modern society, and they'll go and fucking complain it to the police without actually understand what's happening. And maybe these guys are privileged, and here's the thing, right? She herself says that she hasn't been called that R word by their own parents. To at least know one woman whose parents called her the R word when they found out that she's in a relationship with a guy. Well, not the R word, it's a T word where I live, but it's the same thing. She called her a whore. So first of all, voice a minor child using the fucking social media is fucking wrong. I don't think minors should use social media. Well, if they are like above 16, like I guess, I don't know, but I think minors shouldn't use social media. That too when they're fucking 13 or their children for your exact reason. They're easily influenced, and it's really fucking bad for them. And specifically the reels are bad for everyone, and specifically children, it's gonna fry their brain. So I think a ban for social media is incoming for the children. And yeah, but I do disagree with this part.
And mothers also go on to call their daughters this word. I know what your first thought is. How can a mother call her own daughter Randi? They do this as a way to control the daughters on behalf of the fathers. I don't think we should feel any worse that a mother is calling her daughter this. In fact, we should have some empathy for the mothers because they are themselves being called this word. The mothers are also victims stuck in an abusive cycle.
And the men have been groomed to act like this. They're victims of grooming themselves.
The world hates women very easily, but they seem to give a free pass to the men. So please do not hate on them. Can you imagine what would happen to these mothers if they try to go against the men of the house?
True.
If they are being called Randi by their husbands, it would actually be unsafe for them. So have empathy for the mothers and have anger for the fathers because the fathers are not victims. They are not being called Randi ever.
True.
For mothers, it is a way to protect themselves, and for fathers, it is a way to control the women. It is a different thing. Please understand that.
True, but saying that the women have no part in it is also wrong, and they do deserve some blame on this issue. I understand that if you're in a village or a not developed area, this is totally true, and the woman is just saying it so that she won't get her ass whooped too. But in many cases, I think the women can stand up, but they just don't, because not because of the imminent violence, but because the society and what the society will say to her, and which is same as what the father is experiencing or going to experience.
You have to see both genders differently because they're not the same. The men are the oppressors and the women are the victims.
And women oppress other women too. And one of the core fucking things about feminism is women sticking with other women, women standing up for other women, You know why that is? Traditionally, that doesn't used to happen. To explain clearly, I would like to compare the women in this context to Samuel L. Jackson's character Stephen in Django Unchained, and we all can agree that he's a fucking villain and he's the villain of the entire movie. And I'm just saying, some women can be Stephen and they deserve blame too.